structure is gone. There is no self period. There isn't a self here. There isn't a entity out there. There's no personality. There's no wanter. There's none of that. And I didn't recognize the relationship with structure that was happening. Structure provides a lot of safety. But, too much safety can also be a trap. And I think there's a recognition that this does not want to need safety. I don't want to need safety. I want to bask in freedom. That's what this wants. That's what's wanted. And the structure that was there was nice. It was better than the previous structure. The structure of me as separate from the cosmos provided a certain level of safety, but definitely much too restrictive. The structure of everything being the cosmos and me being part of the cosmos, and the cosmos, the personification, the anthropomorphism of the cosmos was a lovely structure, very warm and very comforting, but definitely attachment creating in how safe it felt there. And so that needed to come down too. And when it came down, all the thoughts, all the feelings that arose felt exposed, naked, vulnerable. To what? I don't know. There's no danger in freedom. But there must be some sort of protective instinct that looks for a safe structure. And so with that being gone, there was this moment of vulnerability. And I think there's a habit of retreating from that vulnerability. But this time there was a seeing that vulnerability was not a problem. It wasn't a problem in any way. It wasn't a problem for anyone. There's still some mantra going on, but that's a little different from structure. The mantra is just that any thought that arises is an enlightened thought. Any feeling that arises is an enlightened feeling. Any action is an enlightened action. That can be from this body, that can be from anything out there. I can remember the first time that I noticed that I wasn't my thoughts, that I was the observer of my thoughts. That was my take on it at the time. And at first, for a day or a night, it was so exciting. It made me laugh. It was so just goofy watching the ridiculousness of the thoughts just going on by themselves. And then I remember the next morning that was still happening, but this sort of creepy sort of disgust arose. This sort of morbid feeling about it arose. A hatred of being separate from the thoughts. And that's feeling, I don't know. It was, again, morbid, like death maybe. Like, when your pet dies or something like that. Or it was more like hearing a morbid story where you can't believe something like that would happen to someone. Not like a gross, horrific thing, but just like that creepy, could that be real sort of thing. Maybe that's related in some way. I just think that we, or at least here, there's just attachment to certain things. And when that attachment goes away, there's going to be some level of, separation anxiety, morbid feeling of death, feeling of lack of safety. I think it's only natural. But it's nice for things to just be as they are, and for that to be okay, and to not need structure. And it'll pop up again, but I think without the attachment.